We're on. We're here. One Shining Podcast.
Selection show, folks.
We're here. We are filling out a bracket today. So a little disclaimer. Tate and I have not talked about this. You guys are going to
look how much I've done.
We're going to get a live look at the minds of Tate Frazier and Mark Titus as we fill this out.
Yes.
The first question we have, Tate, is how do you fill out a bracket? Because in sort of planning how we're going to fill this out, and what I mean, I don't mean the teams we're going to pick. I just meant like the strategy, like or the format we're going to use here. You and I have different opinions on whether you fill out the entire side of a bracket and then move to the other side, or whether you go round by round. I'm a round by round guy. You seem to say that you want to fill out like basically pick the team from the left side that's going to make the national championship and then go to the first round on the right side? Is that your...
Yes,
is that what
I do it like a clock. You got to start from left to right, and then you go clockwise all the way back down.
I want the people on Twitter to please tell me that I'm right, because that seems absolutely insane to me.
Well, that's the way we may do it today. But first off, I'm Tate Frazier. That's Mark Titus. We have Tanya Hubbard here. It's going to write in our bracket. She works for the FBI. We have Zach Schwartz here, our social media guy, that's going to take questions. Hashtag OneShiningPod.
Oh, we got a hashtag?
We have a hashtag, folks. We did
Nice.
it. We finally made it.
We have a hashtag.
OSP, but don't use that. Use OneShiningPod. I wanted to do it by the games. I wanted to go through each game, give you the city, give you the time that they play, give you all the information. But Mark Titus
wants to do it like the selection show did it, where you just like jump around. Like
yes.
We're gonna go in alphabetical
order.
order.
I wanted Titus
by the winners.
over on that side of the room. I wanted him to yell at me. I wanted to make jokes.
We're gonna have a 6-second delay between our mouths moving.
I hope
and the
we're
words
synced
coming
up.
out of,
We may not be.
I would say, why don't we just start at the top left, go the first round, then do the first round, then second round. That's my suggestion.
So the point of this whole exercise, this is One Shining Podcast. This is our bracket. We haven't come up with something that starts with P, but we'll figure it out. One Shining Program.
Picks.
One Shining Picks.
One Shining Picks.
God, look at you. You're doing well. But the thing is, we're going to figure out between the two of us who we pick, which is going to be an argument. Maybe some question marks, maybe some periods, maybe some dots.
Throw some question marks up there. Like Chuck and Kenny did.
Yeah.
You just can't agree on anything.
Of course. We do have help, too, from Adobe, our friends at Adobe, a.k.a. Computer.
Tanya, how much do you know?
Yeah, we have Computer and we have you.
I know about women's or men's or what are we doing today?
Tanya represents the stereotypical like person in the office who knows nothing about this but still wins the pool. That's why we brought her on.
What's happening.
So we're going to consult her, and if we disagree, we also have a little Tykes hoop that we're going to throw the basketball at for commit.
Because ball don't lie.
When I do it, we're going to do it to like make a pick. When Tate does it, it's going to be for comedic effect. But we do have that. We have the whole setup. Are you ready to dive in, Tate? Is there anything else we need to prep the people on before we get going?
No. I think we're ready.
So first game, again, we're going to do first round because I want to make my argument as to why I do that. Like when I'm picking who I want to send to the Final Four, it's like a certain mindset. Like once I get to the Elite Eight, I turn my mindset on, and I can't make an Elite Eight pick on this side and then jump over to first round picks on this side. So, like, I want to get into the first-round mindset, make the first-round picks. Then I got to get into the second-round mindset. And you know what comes after that? The third-round mindset.
They call that the Sweet 16 where I'm from.
I go to the Elite Eight mindset, and then Final Four mindset.
Wow.
So that's what I recommend doing. We're going to start at the top left, work our way down. Virginia, UMBC.
First off, UMBC. Just call yourself Baltimore. You're in Baltimore. Just be Baltimore. Okay, so that's first things first.
They have to do that. It's weird because I was going to make an argument about like all these schools, these smaller schools that have the acronyms.
Yes.
Is that the abbreviation? What's the word?
You're all state schools, but you're trying to figure it out.
I was going to say like you should get rid of those, but then you got like UCLA that kind of
rocks it.
Makes it the best.
Messes up my theory here. But, you know, like a team that's near and dear to my heart, IUPUI in Indianapolis. Like, it's long been said that their problems are that no one wants to play for a team called IUPUI. I feel the same way about UMBC. Just call yourselves Baltimore, like you said. That's a great name.
Baltimore.
They are the Retrievers, though.
Great mascot.
I have 2 golden retrievers myself, so I'm interested in picking UMBC. But I think I got to go with Virginia. I don't know about you, Tate.
I think I'm going to take Virginia, too. Tony Bennett.
Are we going Virginia?
Yes, UVA.
Good job, Tanya.
Congratulations, Tony. You made it to the second round.
Don't spell it wrong, Tanya.
Hey!
Oh, perfect.
Good job, Tanya.
Good job, Tanya.
We have our first 8-9 game, Creighton, Kansas State. This is the Marcus Foster Bowl. Marcus
Yes.
Foster, Creighton's best player, transferred from Kansas State.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaning towards Kansas State. I like Bruce Weber. I like Dean Wade, Kansas State. They played in the best conference in college. This is, by the way, this is a little conference situation where, like, a lot of people that like the Big East say it's like the deepest, the best conference. Other people that like the Big 12 say it's the deepest. This feels like a game that people are going
We'll define who's deeper.
Yeah, like as soon as it happens, it's like, see, we told you our conference is better, and as though an 8-9 game matters for that whatsoever. But I'm leaning Kansas State. What do you think?
I'm leaning Creighton because of McDermott, because of Marcus Foster. We talk about guard play. We talk about defense.
Doug McDermott's not on Creighton anymore,
No,
right?
the coach.
You know Doug McDermott.
I wish
you know
Doug
he graduated
McDermott.
like 4
Doug
years ago.
McDermott, shout out to you. You're
My
on the
God.
Mavericks. Come on, Doug McDermott's on the Mavericks. But I love this Creighton team, and they're actually going to upset. They have a chance to upset Virginia. It's a bad matchup. As we know.
I think
I'm
Kansas
leaning
State's
Creighton.
a bad.
Can I shoot now?
You want to shoot for it?
Yeah.
Shoot for it, Tate.
For Creighton.
Kansas State it is.
Damn it. Damn it, Bruce.
So are we going Kansas State?
You got to make shots, Tate.
What about best out of 3? What are we doing?
No. Kansas State.
Okay.
Do
That's
Kansas
fair.
State.
That's
We got to honor the thing.
But now this is great for Virginia because Creighton was a nightmare second-round matchup.
I actually think Kansas State's a bad matchup for Virginia. I think that.
everything's a bad matchup.
I think bad match. I think Virginia, like the current state of Virginia basketball is such that every game is a bad matchup because they're so on edge. They want to make the Final Four so badly that when the bracket came out, Virginia's like, crap. We have to play teams to make the Final Four. That was not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a free bid.
I'm checking with computer to see what computer
does the
says.
computer say?
Computer says Virginia will defeat Kansas State with 81% probability.
Nice.
Go Virginia.
Nice.
Sorry about
Advanced. Kentucky Davidson.
This is the best game of the first round. So we get Coach Calipari taking all of his youngsters, all of his kids, trying to make them his guys, trying to take on Bob McKillop. We love Bob McKillop here at the
Yeah, we
program.
love Bob McKillop. One thing people don't know about Davidson, Steph Curry played there.
Yes, he did.
So I'm taking that into consideration. I
Yes.
don't know if you remember.
They went to an Elite Eight.
Steph Curry, he's the guy who shoots those 3-pointers.
Yes.
Makes them.
He's a shooter.
You're going to, so that's a reason to like Davidson. So Davidson has Peyton Aldridge, great big guy, versatile big guy. They're red hot right now, won the A-10 tournament. That's how they made it in. I think Davidson is the best 12 seed, maybe not the best 12 seed over the course of the season, but like they're the 12 seed that I believe in the most right this second today.
They're the hottest team.
The problem is I think Kentucky's like the 5 seed that I believe in the most right now today. So this is kind of an interesting one.
I think it is too.
Well, who do you want to? I'm saying you could convince me either one. I don't care. You want
believe-
to do the Wildcats move?
Yeah.
You want to do that hokey like Darren Rovell gets excited that all the Wildcats are playing each other? And he's
Yeah.
like, I'm taking the Wildcats.
We just write Wildcats in the second round, and then we can say we're right
Yeah.
no matter what. Is that what you want to do? Because Kellen Grady, Davidson freshman, he's going to D-up Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes.
We know that. That's going to happen. And he's Cal's one big hope. Quade Green's not going to have 25 points.
But
we know that.
here's the
Ain't
thing though.
happening.
Kentucky has more fans, and
we do like to pander to fans, and
We
we
like
should
pandering to
say
fan
we
bases.
do pander Kentucky the most because they earn it. You know, we're the Drakes of college basketball, where we always pick Kentucky.
Right.
So in that sense, I think we should just write Wildcats because then we're going to be right. Just write Wildcats.
Do you want me to write Wildcats? Or
Wildcats.
Put Wildcats.
Wildcats.
You love that. You love that.
I do love that.
Tate's gonna.
Because that means I'm right.
Spoiler alert: Tate is gonna pick Arizona in the next game, and then we're gonna do Wildcats
No,
again. to get to
Buffalo.
16.
Buffalo, baby.
Arizona, Buffalo. We have the. If you haven't been paying attention to college basketball, Arizona has
Welcome
been,
to the program.
how should we say? They've been in the news. They are a team that feels like they have the world against them. They are a team that has the best player in college basketball, in DeAndre Ayton. I don't know if we've ever actually fleshed this out. We've talked about National Player of the Year races. I don't know if you and I have submitted our picks. I think DeAndre Ayton is my Player of the Year in college basketball.
He is not mine.
Arizona won the Pac-12. They won the Pac-12 tournament. They are not as good as they should have been this year, but they, if you're buying it, they have not lost since Sean Miller did his press conference and came out and threw up 2 middle fingers to the FBI and to the NCAA and to ESPN. They have not lost since then. I like Arizona very much in that game against Buffalo.
As do I.
Okay,
Arizona. Move them on.
Move on.
Arizona's the Tanya of college basketball.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
They're a 4 seed.
They've been in the
a
news
4
a
seed with
lot.
upside.
They're controversial. What does that mean?
Yeah, I guess the FBI thing.
Or they're we had high hopes for them and they let us down like this year. Like what? You can take that a lot of different ways.
On to the next. Come on.
Congratulations to Miami of Ohio for making it here.
No, Tate. It's Miami of Florida.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Miami of Florida.
Gotcha. Okay. Jim Larinaga, got it. Okay, perfect.
Miami playing Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago trying to get rid of Chicago, trying to just go by Loyola. That's their brand now. They just call themselves Loyola. You see,
one word.
They don't have the Chicago thing. Loyola won their conference. I forget what conference they're in. What conference they're in? Tanya, what conference they're in?
People forget.
ACC?
Yeah, no.
Oh, no.
What conference is Loyola in? They did win their conference tournament though. It's their first bid.
They're a sexy pick.
It's their first bid since 1985. Yes. I saw that Miami's only favored by 1.5 in this game.
Because they're saying that Loyola Chicago is the George Mason of 2018. That's what everyone wants them to be. And
do you want them to be that?
No, not really.
I like Miami too.
I like Miami.
Tate and I really believe in Miami. We were high on Miami coming into the year. Miami is another team that's probably not as good as I wish that they were.
Well, if Bruce Brown was playing, which he's not. He's hurt right now. If he was playing, then Miami's a 4 or 5 seed.
When's he coming back? What's his story?
I think he can come back. He's not playing in the first game. He's not playing on Thursday.
So it's about him and not the team. He can come back, but he's wow. Tate, is that what you're saying?
No,
I want you to look at the camera and say Bruce Brown.
Maybe he could, but he's not.
Tennessee, Wright State. Tennessee, great defensive team. Rick Barnes.
Yep.
SEC. Did they win the SEC? They shared with Auburn.
Shared it with Auburn. Yeah. Grant Williams, SEC Player of the Year.
Rick Barnes is a great story. You love Rick Barnes.
Of course. Well, love is a strong word. But I respect Rick Barnes for keeping his job all these years and finding new jobs and new horizons.
Wright State, they're also a team. And they're from Ohio. I'm not really high on Wright State.
Wright State sounds like a school that's like an He Got Game. That's made up,
The joke we say in Ohio is Wright State, wrong school. That's what we say about Wright State.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah, like every other school in Ohio rallies around that, and I feel bad for the Wright State people.
Wright State, wrong school.
Because Wright State gets it from literally every school in
wrong
Ohio.
School.
But I think Tennessee is a pretty obvious pick for this
Rick
one.
Barnes.
Tennessee's been playing well all year.
And
they did lose the SEC championship to Kentucky, but.
Tennessee-Miami is a great game.
Tennessee-Miami would be a great game.
That is a second-round game that I would love to watch.
Moving on, we have Nevada.
Yeah,
You're Nevada.
I'm Nevada.
I'm Nevada. They're playing Texas. Shaka Smart, as we know, is excellent in the NCAA tournament. Always has been. People remember that 2011 Final Four run with VCU. They also remember that other run that
we're waiting on it. We're
waiting on it.
Yeah,
He's only made one Sweet 16, but that's okay. The one he
Yeah.
did is memorable. Everybody loves it. Nevada, high-powered offense, doesn't play defense.
Two twins. The Martin twins, Caleb
They're
and Cody.
They're transfer U. They have the NC State twins. They got the Purdue transfer, Kendall Stevens.
Yep.
They don't play defense, which is enticing and fun. And you watch them play, you get lured into wow, this team's fun. I really like how much this team is scoring. But Texas does play defense. Who do you like?
They're telling me in the studio that you need to take your mic out of your back pocket.
It's not in my back pocket. It's in my front pocket.
Gosh, come on.
Let him know.
Just put it down. They're yelling at me.
Where do you want me to put it?
Just put it down. You're fine. I don't even know what we were talking about, but I will say
we're talking about the game that we haven't picked yet.
Kendall
Texas.
Stevens.
So what we're doing? Let me fill you in.
Kendall Stevens is a late round lottery pick if you want to watch Nevada. If you haven't watched them, they're a fun team. They're up and down. We got Musselman out there. Gotta love Mus.
We got Mo Bamba, who is not a muscle man. He's
very lean man.
I actually do like Texas in this game because I've always favored defenses, but I'll let you sway me. What do you like?
What are you talking about?
Because I know you like Nevada.
I like Nevada, and I do think Nevada is I don't think Texas can score with Nevada. I think Nevada's going to put up 85 points, and that's why I like Nevada. I think they're going to outscore Texas.
All right, fine.
Let's do it. Yes.
Just for the record,
Nevada?
I'm picking Texas in my bracket.
Nevada. I wish I had a shot for it, though. What does computer say?
Tanya, just put Cincinnati on the next one. We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
No discussion?
We don't need Cincinnati. Yeah, no. Cincinnati fans don't even want us to talk about
I love Coach Hunter, though. Coach Hunter is the best.
William Mark on Facebook said at this rate, the bracket will take 8 hours to complete.
Oh, okay.
Well, thanks a lot,
Okay.
guy.
Well, you just want us to go through them?
Yeah, we're trying to actually give some analysis.
Okay, put Xavier. Put Xavier, too.
Yeah, Xavier.
We have to hurry for William Mark.
Lavelle Moton and NC Central, watch out for the 116 upset.
We're trying to give the people something to think about. We're trying to offer our insight and our genius.
For free.
Yeah, for free, by the way. Tate and I, we are just no one wants to talk to us except these 3 days of the year. Finally,
Where were
people
you
care
in
about us.
February?
Yeah.
Where were you in November?
Oh my God. Missouri, Florida State, 8-9 game. Michael Porter's back.
Yes. His back.
His back is back.
It's 65%.
Florida State, you love the ACC teams. You always do.
Why are you trying to do this? I love Leonard Hamilton, and I love the way that Florida State plays defense, and I love that they have
I like
19-7-5.
I think Florida State's going to win this because I want Missouri to win. I want Michael Porter to have his moment in the NCAA tournament.
Lest we not forget that Michael Porter Jr. lost to Georgia in the SEC tournament when he came back.
And Florida State is better than Georgia. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Florida
Go
State.
ahead. Florida State.
Yes. Tough second-round game.
Go ahead and just put Ohio State on the next one as well. We don't need to talk
Okay,
about
so
that
we're
one.
going to talk about the Jackrabbits, a team that I love.
Yeah, just go ahead and put Ohio State
Mike
on it.
Dom. Who? Mike Dom. We love Mike Dom. What is he, 25-15?
Mike Dom, I have no idea who you're talking about. Never
He's
heard of this guy.
the
Are we
Luke
doing
May
Ohio
of South
State here?
Dakota.
Ohio State?
No,
We're
I think
talking.
we got to talk Jackrabbits because this is a 5-12 upset special.
No, it's
Right?
Ohio State.
Are you ready?
It's Ohio State.
Jackrabbits.
I think Titus should shoot for it.
I think you should shoot for it.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm not adamant about the Jackrabbits.
Do the rest of the show yourself. I'm disgusted. So
Jackrabbits.
the
Ohio
Jackrabbits
State.
are
you concerned?
28-6. Of course I'm concerned. Well, Ohio
right.
State's losing to Gonzaga anyway, so I'm not going to fight that hard.
So what are we doing? Are we doing-
Put South Dakota State. So
Okay.
because I'm going to make Carolina lose in devastating fashion as well.
Ohio State will defeat South Dakota State with
With a
a 61% win
right.
probability.
It's not
It
even-
says computer.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
They're out.
Gonzaga, UNC Greensboro. Gonzaga is playing, as I said, in their backyard of Boise, Idaho.
People said,
Gonzaga fans
that,
got mad at me. Yeah.
people said that you said it was a 20-minute drive. I don't remember you saying
I did
that.
say it was a 20-minute drive. There's a
Okay.
thing in the business that we do
Sarcasm.
sometimes where we use sarcasm.
Hyperbole.
Where you embellish things to make a point to sometimes be funny or entertaining in a way. Engaging. So yeah, Gonzaga's actually a 6.5-hour drive from Boise. But put Gonzaga down, Tanya. We got to go faster. The people are saying we're not going fast enough.
Even though Wes Miller, UNCG, first time since 2001. I like that.
Kate Listenik on Facebook
Yeah.
says this is better than Andy Katz and Obama. So at least people are enjoying.
we were
it.
better than Andy Katz and Obama. That's cool. Is it?
Are we sure?
Are we sure?
Can we ask computer?
So Houston, San Diego State,
Yes.
6-11 game. You like San Diego State, I believe.
Yes.
If I saw your bracket that you filled out. Houston, I got to be honest. Watching Houston play Cincinnati in that American Championship game, it was a disaster.
Rob Gray's got the Trae Young syndrome.
My God, if you thought if you were watching and you weren't paying that close of attention, you'd say like, oh, Houston's hanging around with Cincinnati. That's pretty good. What you don't know is like that's how Cincinnati plays. They're trying to just make it a rock fight.
Yes.
Houston looked terrible. At no point in that game was like, I believe in this Houston team.
How
I
many
know they had a good year, but like, my God, that was not fun.
How many turnovers did Rob Gray have in that game? There was at least 4 or 5
All of
times he
them.
hit people in the crowd. trying
All
to
of
make
it.
passes.
He did have Trae Young syndrome. That's a good way of putting it. So I'm cool with San Diego State in this one.
I like the 11-6 upset.
Yeah, let's do San Diego State. Michigan, Montana. Michigan is, as I've
Montana.
made the point many times, I think if you're new to college basketball or if you only tune in every March, you might think Michigan has the explosive offense and doesn't play defense. That is not the case with this Michigan team. They are different. They play defense. They still can play offense, though, but they're just not like the, just try to outscore everybody. So I actually like this Michigan team more than a lot of other Michigan teams of the recent past. Basically, every Michigan team since like 2013, I like this one more than all of them.
Yeah, but Michigan right now, they're like the sexy pick that
Yeah.
every media person now is like, I don't know, I just really like Michigan. It's
Well, they're
Big
the
Ten
sexy
thing.
pick because they're also good.
I mean, they're going to beat Montana, so we'll just go ahead and put them down right
yeah,
there.
put them down. You're not wrong. They are sort of a sexy pick. People get excited because they win a few games in a row, but also they might be a sexy pick because they're good.
But my
They're
favorite thing
better
about
than
Michigan
that.
is as you make these picks, as people pick Michigan, they're like, I mean, look at this NBA offense they run. This is not the year that they're doing that. This is
Right.
Wagner ISO ball.
Texas A&M, Providence.
Yeah.
I like Providence had a great run in the Big East tournament. Texas A&M, a little bit of a disappointment this year. Had some injury issues, had some off-court issues. They play great defense. They have a balanced offensive attack, but they rely on like big men. I don't like big men in this
Robert
tournament.
Williams,
Robert
yeah.
Williams. I don't really like big men where like that's your focal point. You need some guard play.
And they can't make an entry pass. So if you have big men and all you need to do is get them the ball, maybe we should practice passing them the
Also,
ball.
Ed Cooley put
Towels on his
towels
pants.
on his pants.
He ripped his pants.
He ripped his pants and put the towel on, and that's awesome. We love that. Put Providence down.
And Ed Cooley's the coolest. You know, you can just tell all of his players like him and respect him. Providence, for whatever reason, Providence plays Carolina in every single tournament. I feel bad for him.
I feel like everybody loves Providence too, by the way, in general. I think like Providence is one of those teams that just like in college basketball circles, like people love Providence for some reason because they're like good enough to like have those moments in the Big East tournament where it's like, oh man, is Providence going to do it? Go to overtime in like every game and win the Big East tournament, but they're not good enough to like be threatening to people. So you're never ever like. Crap, I hate losing to Providence every year. That's my take.
And they've always had great players that are fun. Like Ben Bensel is just that guy just shot it every time he touched it. Yeah. And I love players like that. J.R. Smith.
Put North Carolina down. We don't need to talk about him. I don't want to talk about him.
Just put the reigning champs down.
Thanks. Put North Carolina down.
Congratulations to Lipscomb, first tournament.
We're through the first round on the left side. We're moving on to the right side. Villanova. Tanya, you can probably just write Villanova unless Tate has a compelling reason.
Villy?
Yeah.
Tanya, so the one,
Philadelphia.
the teams that have the one next to them, they're the best teams.
Oh.
Yes.
So are those more competitive games?
Yes, of course.
Tanya, we haven't asked your opinion on any of these yet. I'm ready. I'm ready for. We're gonna throw it to you on the next 50-50 one, which might be right now. Virginia Tech, Alabama.
I'm putting this in the computer, too.
I'm very, very high on Alabama because I'm very excited about the possibility of a Kimball Walker, Shabazz Napier. I messed up on our selection show podcast when I said that Kimba beat Villanova in the second round. It was Shabazz that beat Kimba in that beat Villanova.
Kimba beat Cincinnati. We all know that.
Who cares? It's all the same story. Calm down.
It was the exact same journey. Shabazz
it was the exact same.
It was
thing.
imitation.
They all bleed together.
Yes.
So if you're asking me, like, do I think Alabama's going to win, that could go either way. If you're asking me who I want to win, it's no question Alabama. No disrespect to Virginia Tech. They're a fun team. I like Virginia Tech. But
if you're asking me who I want to win, it's Virginia Tech. And it's because they got screwed out of the ACC tournament. We remember this. Matt Farrell flops. Chris Clark deserves this. Chris Clark, Justin Robinson, Buzz Williams, those three guys, they all deserve to go. Last year, they all cried in the locker room, and Buzz Williams was like, we're going to come back. We're going to be better from this. He grew hair. That's how much he dedicated himself to his team. He grew hair this offseason.
He did.
And came back for this tournament run. He's not going to go out in the first round.
Tanya.
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech.
Give me the Hokies.
That's what we're doing.
Do the hokey pokey.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely shocked that Tate votes for every ACC team.
Because best conference in basketball. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do?
West Virginia, Murray State,
This
a
is
5-12 game.
this is a
Another
scary
5-12 game that the 5-12 games this year, I feel inclined to just pick 12s for every single one of these games, honestly. But West Virginia, I actually think this is kind of a good draw for West Virginia. Not just the Murray State game, but like I'm forecasting ahead to like Wichita State second round game.
You already.
Yeah, I'm already looking ahead. I think West Virginia. So this is not a West Virginia team that you usually think that like they do choke the leads away. They do press. They have all of that kind of stuff. They're a little better on offense than what they usually are, at least to me, like when I'm watching them. They don't quite fit the usual perception I have of West Virginia. Some of that's good, some of that's bad. So I'm willing to say West Virginia's going to win. I don't think they're going to lose in the first round. I don't think they're a team that's going to lose.
They were a lot like Virginia where they're carrying the banner for the whole we can't score, and that's why we can't pick you. But this year they're just having to be a little bit better.
They shoot a ton of threes.
Yeah. Javon Carter is terrible in late game situations. So if West Virginia.
Javon Carter, how about that guy? How long's he been in college basketball? Am I right, folks?
Yeah, that guy's been around a long time.
Hey, how does this work? He just plays forever, right?
Oh my gosh.
We just don't need any more late game
Put West
situations.
Virginia.
Yes.
Put West Virginia.
Shout out to Morgantown.
Wichita State. So the Wichita State thing, again, I feel like this needs to be said because people don't pay attention to college basketball. They don't care about us until now. Wichita State has this brand, play angry, and it's been beaten into our brains for the last however many years that Wichita State's been good, that they just like play physical basketball. They're just grind it out on defense. They out-tough you. We make up words like out-tough to describe them. That is not this Wichita State team. They are terrible defensively. They're pretty good offensively. They butter their bread on the offensive end of the floor. So keep that in mind when you're filling out your bracket. I don't know how much that matters to you guys that out there listening, but I still like Wichita State to win this game. I just feel like that needs to be said because, again, we're trying to give the people some information on these teams and not just fill out the bracket very quickly.
Wichita State is a team that I have not believed in this season. I remember watching them in Maui. I love John Elmore. He's the James Harden, the white James Harden from Marshall. I love Dan D'Antoni. I love Marshall. And I'm going to say Marshall. We can shoot for it.
Shoot for it.
Marshall.
Make it this time. Marshall, put it in there.
John Elmore.
Yeah. Marshall's first NCAA tournament in like 30-something years,
Yeah.
by the way.
So we're doing
Shout out-
Marshall?
Yeah, do Marshall.
Shout out to Hassan Whiteside, great Marshall alum, pulling for the herd.
So Florida is playing the winner of St. Bonaventure UCLA, which is tonight.
Yes.
That game will take place tonight, the play-in game. I hate this about the play-in games, that we have to fill out our brackets now, and we don't know who Florida's going to play because, honestly, if UCLA's playing Florida, I like UCLA.
Yep.
If St. Bonaventure's playing Florida, I like
Florida.
And you're telling me, well, why don't I just pick UCLA and just assume that UCLA is going to win tonight? And the answer is, I'm not sure I like UCLA against St. Bonaventure.
Yes.
And it's just this, this paradox, this MC Escher drawing of just like mind-melding sort of situation we got going on here. So I'm going to defer to you, Tate. Pick who you want.
We're gonna go with
Pick
Florida.
one of these three teams to advance.
We're gonna go with Florida.
Okay.
All right.
Just make it easy.
Wait, doesn't
I don't
a,
believe in Florida.
Doesn't a play-in team win a game every year in the first round though?
Yeah, but
So
we
does
have.
that mean you're gonna have to pick Arizona State or Syracuse?
No,
or
we're gonna pick
TCU?
Syracuse. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
God.
Forecasting.
I got a note. Don't shoot the messenger from the control room. They just want a few rapid-fire picks.
Oh my God. Texas Tech.
No, Stephen F. Austin.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Okay.
We made the mistake of thinking people wanted to hear from us, and they don't want to hear from us. This is our point. This is
You
always
two
our point,
quiet
Tate.
down, okay?
Nobody gives a
Quiet
shit
down.
what we have to say. They just want to see our picks. Just give us the picks, monkey.
Yes.
Just,
Yes.
Hey, you circus monkey, dance for us.
Arkansas
We are your
Butler.
jesters.
Arkansas
We are your
Butler.
jesters.
Come on.
Butler,
Okay. Butler?
Purdue,
Wait.
Kansas,
I don't
NC State, Clemson, Auburn, TCU, Michigan State.
I
Just
don't.
go.
I don't agree. I don't agree with any of this.
Virginia,
Wait, do you want
Arizona,
Butler
Miami.
too?
No,
Tanya,
I want
West
Arkansas.
Coast.
Be consensus.
Arkansas.
Arkansas? He loves Arkansas.
Arkansas.
You missed it.
Arkansas. Purdue.
Purdue.
Carson Edwards. He's good at basketball.
Purdue, we're doing it? No Cal
Yes.
State Fullerton
No.
local? Okay.
No. No one cares. It's not baseball season.
No one cares. Kansas Penn. We could talk about the 16-1 upset special.
You like it?
We love it.
I
We
would
love
do,
it.
if this was my personal bracket and I was, if I was playing like 5 brackets and, I was one of those guys that's like I'm in multiple pools, I would take one pool and I would do the move where you pick Penn to beat Kansas, but then you pick Kansas to go to the Final Four still. And you do like this switcheroo thing where like you miss out on the perfect bracket, but you still get the points for having Kansas in the Final Four. That would be my move. But put Kansas down.
Kansas 95% chance.
We have a question from Perry Hosmer. Which one seed will lose first?
Xavier.
Yep.
Xavier.
Yep.
Xavier's losing. Xavier is, although...
But Xavier wins close games, and I'm
Xavier
really
wins
worried
close
about.
games.
It just depends when these games are. It depends on game time, but
I'm also worried about Villanova. I'm picking Villanova to lose
Yeah.
first.
I love
Villanova,
Virginia
'cause I like
Tech.
Virginia Tech and Alabama.
every
against Villanova.
8-9 game is good. Even Creighton, Virginia's good.
Seton Hall, NC State.
NC State.
Yeah, they're in the ACC, so that has to be NC State.
Move them on. Yes.
I wonder if Tate is going to continue his ACC love when we get to a certain ACC team. That's
How many
towards the
teams do
bottom.
they have in the tournament? The most.
Clemson, New Mexico State is 100% New Mexico State. They're playing this game in San Diego. New Mexico State is again a 20-minute drive.
It does feel. It does feel like a 5-12 up.
No, New Mexico State is 28-5. They have a great team this year. Clemson has
sort of overachieved, and Brad Bornell, he sent out this weird thing where someone texted his phone. He was like, "We're back in the tournament." Nobody believed in us. He winks at the camera.
Yeah.
I was like, "They're already
That's
content.
creepy.
They're already fat and
Yeah.
happy." I would take New Mexico State.
New Mexico State.
Sorry, Clemson.
And then put Auburn next because we have to hurry.
And if Grantham wasn't hurt, I think I would take Clemson.
The tournament's about to tip off in 10 minutes. We gotta hurry. Get this done. First game's coming.
Trey Young is
Are we
waiting to
doing
play.
Auburn?
Yeah, do
Yeah,
Auburn.
Auburn. Yeah. Mike Pearl. Congratulations
Auburn.
to
It
Mike
continues
Pearl.
our trend of just not talking about Auburn. I didn't even think about that.
Are we talking
You and
this
I
one through?
never talk about Auburn. We're just doing it again.
I'm going to take Syracuse because I believe Syracuse is going to beat
Yeah,
ASU,
I don't
and then I
believe-
think they're going to beat TCU.
I don't believe in Arizona State, Zach. Zach, you don't even believe in Arizona State. I don't need to apologize to you.
Struggle with the zone all year.
TCU does not play defense.
No.
Arizona State does not play defense. I like defense. Syracuse, as you may have heard, does play defense.
Jalen Fisher's hurt for TCU.
Put Syracuse to win
Ties
tomorrow
battle.
night and to beat TCU. Syracuse.
Okay.
Move on.
Bayheim, baby.
Michigan State, Bucknell. Michigan State, weirdly, Tate, is kind of
gonna
flying
write
under the
SYR.
radar. Did you ever believe
CUSC.
that you would reach a point in your life where Tom Izzo would be like flying under the radar in March Madness.
This is what he lives for, and this is why we believe in Michigan State this year. We've said that he's been playing the Izzo card the entire time. The only time they got a little bit off the rails was when the media was just, there hassling him, and he didn't know what to do. And thank God he had Miles Bridges to answer for him.
So Michigan State had you can write Syracuse. Or you already did.
I thought that was Syracuse.
Sire. Do you want some more, sire?
Sir.
What is that? All right, just put Michigan State. Put Sparty on.
Put Michigan State on the
Sparty
next
on.
one. Tanya, do you not know how to spell Syracuse? Is that
That's what it was.
you
She got
say?
stuck.
Is that what you're gonna say? You can
like,
say it. It's okay.
Syrup.
This
That's
isn't like
a
an
hard
official.
word.
It's okay. We mispronounce stuff all the time. We misspell stuff.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's a hard word.
It doesn't matter if you spell it right. It matters if you get the pick right. So don't worry about it. Rhode Island, Oklahoma. Trae Young, very first game of the real tournament on Thursday.
Yep.
Rhode Island versus Oklahoma. We really, really want Trae Young to win. And that is why he's not going to win, because anytime I want something to happen in this tournament, it does not happen.
And this game's in Pittsburgh, and I don't know how close Rhode Island is to Pittsburgh, but
It's about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes. So I feel like they would go to that game. People love Dan Hurley. We actually said that no one has said a bad thing about Dan Hurley, and then it came out that Dan Hurley and Tristan Thompson got a fight when he was his high school coach, and Dan Hurley got in a fight with Mark Turgeon. So I was wrong about that. Apparently people have some things to say about Dan Hurley, but he's a great coach, so I say Rhode Island.
Yeah, Rhode Island's going to win
Brody?
that.
Yeah.
Oklahoma has lost, I believe, my notes say they have lost 19 of their last 18 games. They found a way. It's unbelievable.
They just continue to lose.
It's unbelievable. And Trae Young is playing terribly. He's only averaging 28 and 9 in the last.
Can the guy do
6
more?
games.
Can he do more? Come on.
What's up, Zach?
Real Michael Herr wants to know which is better content, URI or Trae Young going deep.
Oh, Oklahoma's better content. I mean, so you got the Hurley thing. So just because Dan Hurley is a Hurley does not mean he's a Dookie. So, I think a lot of people want the Hurley versus Duke situation. But that is not.
But it's better because Dan Hurley is not fazed by Coach K.
Yeah, he's not. Even Bobby Hurley's not really
Do you know what Coach K is going to do if Dan Hurley beats him? He's going to call Bobby and cuss him out.
Right.
And he's like, tell your brother to stop being a little, you know what?
It's not. Yeah. So Dan Hurley's not a Dookie. It's 100%. You want to see Trae Young beat. If Trae Young beats Duke, and ESPN has been on Trae Young all year, and they've tried to make him this.
Yeah, demigod.
He is a star, but they've been trying to make him a demigod, and then. For Trae Young to finally have his demigod moment in the NCAA tournament and beat
against
Duke,
the Devils,
and then ESPN can't even broadcast it because it's on CBS. That would be so perfect.
They can't show any of the
we were there all year.
They're in a little tight skull, and then Trae Young did this. All right, Duke.
Duke. Put Duke. So now we're on to the second round. That only took what? How long
14
did that take?
hours.
That only took 30 minutes. We're fine. We're fine. Virginia, Kansas State. This is a game I'm sort of worried about because of Dean Wade, Kansas State's best player. Mm-hmm. He is a versatile big man. He can pick, he can pop, he can put the ball on the deck, he can pass, do a little bit of everything, Tate. But you and I believe we both think Virginia is the best team in the country, or Villanova. One of those
Virginia.
two. Virginia. So put Virginia to go on. I think this is the year Virginia gets to the Final Four. I believe in Virginia.
You have to have great defense in the NCAA tournament. Virginia has historic defense.
They also, there's the thought about Virginia's offense, and everyone's like, are they good enough offensively?
Yes.
And the answer is yes. They are. They have the balanced offense this year. They have a bench that they've never had before.
DeAndre Hunter.
Diakite comes off the bench. Nigel Johnson comes off the bench. So we're giving too much analysis. People don't want analysis. They want the picks.
They just want picks.
Arizona versus the Wildcats.
Wildcats versus Wildcats. I think Wildcats.
I knew you were going to do it.
It makes him so mad, so I'm going to continue to do it. Wildcats.
You are.
Do you want me to just write Wildcats?
Yeah, they're going to move on.
Darren Rovell.
Davidson.
Question from Twitter. Cole World wants to know the winner of Virginia, Arizona, do they make the national championship?
Yeah. I think whoever comes out of the top.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah. Whoever comes out of that top,
whoever comes out of the
Kentucky,
South. Yeah.
Virginia, Kentucky, Arizona. I think one of those are going to the national championship. That's my. North Carolina is the only team I believe in the West.
Me too.
I know. It makes me sick. But
writing Wildcats.
Wildcats. I think it's going to be Davidson.
So just for the official record, I think Kentucky is going – the Wildcats are going to be Kentucky that play Virginia. And then I'm going to be terrified if that happens for Virginia.
I think it's going to be Davidson, and Virginia's finally going to get a good draw.
Miami, finally. Tennessee, as we've already said, defensive team. Miami was
an offensive team.
Was a good defensive team, and then they're like, you know what?
Let's just
score.
jack some threes.
Why would we play defense?
I'm trying to score 95 points. I'm trying to get drafted.
I think Miami has a more like a sexier team to me. Like
Yes.
I could get talked into Miami
I love Miami.
more, but I think Tennessee is pretty clearly the better team.
And Tennessee's like their worst nightmare. It's like a team trying really hard, like hand checking them.
I think Tennessee's gonna win.
Yeah, I do too.
But Tennessee, yeah. But Miami is like the team I would get sucked into believing in.
I love Miami. I love Lonnie Walker. But
Miami's the team when everyone's asking me like, who's a 6 seed or lower you really believe in? I always think Miami's the first one that comes to mind, and that's why I think you're going to lose by 20 in the first round. Nevada, Cincinnati, offense versus defense. I mean, these are like polar opposite teams. Again, I've made my stance clear. I prefer defensive teams. I prefer watching offensive teams. I prefer playing for offensive teams. But when I'm filling out my bracket, I trust defensive teams more.
I like the veteran Nevada squad. I like all the guys that are trying to get drafted that transferred there, the Martin twins and Stevens, like we talked about. I think they can outscore Cincinnati. I think Nevada.
Wolf?
You pick, Tanya.
You pick.
I go with Tater.
What?
Nice. Nevada over Nevada. Next up.
Xavier, Florida State.
Yeah. I think
Starting to get interesting.
I think Xavier is going to the Sweet 16. I don't think there's any way they don't.
Yeah, Xavier, by the way, like when I say I don't believe in Xavier, it's not like Xavier has a history of being great in the NCAA tournament.
They made the Elite Eight.
They've never made a Final
Last year.
Four, but like if you actually look at
Last year. Just last year.
as an 11 seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you actually look at like Xavier's history in the NCAA tournament, they always do well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you. I think they'll make the Sweet 16. That when I say I don't believe in them, I don't mean that they'll lose that early. I think Gonzaga,
And
I think
Florida
they'll lose
State's
to Gonzaga.
not disciplined enough to beat Xavier. Xavier.
Put Gonzaga over San Diego State or whoever they're playing. I don't even know. It doesn't matter.
I like the
Who does
Jackrabbits.
Ohio State play in the first round? I
Are
forget.
we doing Zags?
Yeah, Jesus Gonzaga. They're playing in
Even
the
though I
backyard.
like South Dakota State.
They're playing in Boise. It's like 20 minutes away.
It's right there. This is the one that I'm really interested in. Michigan, San
No.
Diego State. I like the
Michigan's
upset
winning.
there. Steve Fisher special. His new
It is a
team
Steve Fisher special.
playing his old team.
Don't we want to see?
One thing to keep in mind with this game, though, is Michigan is a much better team, and I feel like that's one thing that usually matters in NCAA tournaments.
Not always. Not always.
Put Michigan down.
Yeah, put Michigan.
Okay.
Put Michigan. Providence, Carolina. This is the one team Tate said he's worried about
Yep.
in the West Regional with.
Mainly
North
because
Carolina.
we play them every single year in the tournament. So I eventually
But
Ed
you win
Cooley's
every
gonna
year.
win.
But you feel like eventually.
But I'm waiting for Ed Cooley to finally win, you know? And I think he actually can. I like that Providence
Okay,
team.
then put down Providence.
No, so North Carolina. I'm just saying I'm worried about it.
I think North Carolina's going to win.
Yeah.
Villanova, Virginia Tech.
This is the one where I'm stuck.
This is the terrifying. I think Villanova has the worst second round matchup of any one seed.
I think it's
Because
pretty
no matter
unfair.
who they play, Alabama or Virginia Tech, I think that's scary for them.
I think what happened was Virginia got very lucky that they were the overall one, and they could have had Virginia Tech be their 8 game, but they can't because it's conference, obviously. They already played them, so they actually got lucky with that draw. Villanova gets screwed, obviously. Buzz Williams, this is exactly what he wants. Like, this is the perfect draw because if they beat Villanova, then they're now the 1 seed.
Villanova has made one Sweet 16 since 2009.
Yeah,
One.
one.
And they won the national
And they won the
championship.
title. And Chris Jenkins hit the shot. People forget.
So, do you think we're going to get the Jay Wright CBS second round or Sweet 16 studio work, or do you think we're going to see Villanova?
I think we're getting the
they're-
studio time with Jay Wright.
I would agree with that. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
First,
Virginia
our
Tech.
first bold pick. Our first bold pick is Virginia Tech winning.
Go
we have
Buzz.
we have a tweet from Bill Simmons saying, we're at the half-hour mark and not close to being done with round 1 yet. Hydration is going to be key over these next 4 to 6 hours to them.
Again,
we're
no one
trying
wants to hear us talk.
Support, guys. A lot of support.
West Virginia Marshall.
This is a West Virginia State showdown. These are people who are going to be going crazy about this game. I wish we were in West Virginia when it happens. This might tear apart the state. They may split up. This might be the Cold
Might be
War of
done.
West
West
Virginia.
Virginia. Like this is a terrifying game for West Virginia because there's nothing to gain here. This
Yes.
is like Kansas playing Wichita State. This is like Ohio State playing Dayton.
Yes.
If you win, it's like, you're supposed to win. If you lose, it's like you'll never hear the end of it. But I believe in West Virginia. I think this is, again, I've said it earlier,
West
a half
Virginia.
an hour ago, that I believe that this is a great draw for West Virginia. I think West Virginia's moving on.
We've been saying it that it feels like 2010 all year with this West Virginia team.
Yeah.
They have all the pieces. They've lost some pretty bad games, and they have a chance.
Florida, Texas Tech. Texas Tech is like the sleeper Kimba pick with Keenan Evans and
Yeah.
the defense that they play. Texas Tech, Keenan Evans gets turf toe. kind of messes them up. They were in the driver's seat to knock Kansas off of the. You know what? I'm talking too much. People don't care.
They don't care about the story.
Pick Texas Tech.
Texas
They
Tech.
don't care about the story.
TT.
We got a line from someone on Twitter saying, "Fire the entire control room. You guys do you." So
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Appreciate that. Some people want to hear our opinions on this stuff. Arkansas, Purdue.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Give me the seniors.
so-
Give me Mike Anderson.
I want to ride for Purdue a little bit. That like everybody's out on
He
Purdue.
knows you like Arkansas. That's why.
Indiana guy.
Why is everybody out on Purdue? They won
What?
like
You
19
can't
games
call
in a
me
row.
out for ACC and I can call you out for Indiana. Come on. You're fighting
You're
for
riding for like the 8 and 9 seed ACC teams. I'm riding for Purdue, who like as of 2 weeks ago was like a top 5 team for. They won 19 in a row.
I love Arkansas.
Put Purdue, Tanya. It's got to be
Are
Purdue.
we shooting? No? Okay, Purdue.
there were 2 questions about Purdue that came in.
I'm gonna ask computer.
There, I just made it. It's Purdue.
you make it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did make it.
I didn't
made it.
see
You
it.
get
I
that
didn't
on
see it.
camera?
I didn't see it.
either.
It went
If I
through.
don't see it, I don't believe it.
What are the questions, Zach?
The first one was over under Purdue wins 1.5. Mm-hmm. So you hit that, and then second one is which top 4 seed is the most disrespected, and why is it Purdue? Which top 4 seed?
Which top 4 seed
And
is
why
the
is
most
it Purdue?
disrespected? It's Purdue because.
I hate when people answer their own questions.
Yeah, why is it
it really makes me mad.
So the reason is Purdue fans like they almost don't want to win. Like they have this identity as like the team that shit we're right now we're right there. Just every year we're right there. And if Purdue goes to the national championship, like their identity goes up in flames. So like they almost like want to. Purdue wants to make the Elite 8 and lose. That's what Purdue fans are hoping for. They don't know it, but like deep down,
they
that's
like
what
to be the
want.
tortured fan base.
Yes,
of
they want to be the
college
tortured fan base.
basketball.
Kansas, NC State.
Give it to me. Kevin Keats.
Oh my God! With the,
All day. All day. Kevin Keats special.
NC State, the best team in North Carolina. They have beaten Duke. They have beaten North Carolina.
They have. I'm all in on Kevin Keats. And right now,
They
this
also
could
beat,
be the last run.
They
for
also
NC
beat
State.
Arizona. This could be the last one for NC
Like,
State.
this is for
before they get-
destiny. A team of destiny.
New Mexico State, Auburn, put Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn.
On to the
Auburn.
next one.
Auburn.
Syracuse.
Bruce Pearl, Kevin Keats will be great. Syracuse, Michigan State, I like Sparty.
I like Sparty as well.
They'll beat that
Please
zone.
don't make me
Miles-
Syracuse.
Miles Bridges. just Michigan State.
Put
Sparty.
Michigan State. Rhode Island, Duke.
You know I love it. Oh,
It's got to be Duke.
Dan Hurley.
You know Duke is one of the 5 best teams in this tournament.
What does Duke do? They lose to 7 seeds. I think
They
we
do.
saw it last year, South Carolina. I think Rhode Island. I love Rhode Island there. I love Dan
This
Hurley
is
there.
definitely let's take a shot for it.
Take a shot for it. You shoot. I made the last one.
Dan Hurley. See you, Duke.
I don't like
Hurley.
this. I'm probably picking Duke to win my national championship in my bracket.
So we're doing Rhodey here?
Do Rhode Island. He made the shot. I respect the game.
All right.
I respected that he hit.
But now you can go ahead and write Michigan State on.
Tanya, you're
We don't-
you ran out of space.
We don't deserve.
funny.
We don't deserve Tom Izzo, Coach K, right there.
All right, now we're on to the Sweet 16 games. Virginia versus any
Davidson.
of the Wildcats. I was going to provide some analysis for this one. No one cares. I was going to say that like
Yada yada.
if Virginia is playing Arizona, Arizona is basically Virginia. Like Sean Miller wanted to be Tony Bennett, and
Yes.
then he sold his soul and was like, I'm going to play the one and done game instead.
Then he got a phone call.
And now he's trying to play. Now he's trying to be Virginia with like 19-year-olds who do not give a shit about like the Virginia system.
Alonzo
And it
Trier's
doesn't
like,
work
I
well.
don't want to play the Pac-Man.
So I believe in Virginia beating Arizona, but if Virginia has to play Kentucky, that scares me.
That's a terrible draw if they play Kentucky.
But we'll put Virginia down because like we got to ride and put with Virginia. But we're kind of getting into this territory where like right Virginia. We're kind of getting into this territory where the more we believe in Virginia, like the more we're kind of putting pressure on Virginia because.
Yeah.
We are the only bracket show that people are watching. Like people are taking our word as gospel, and if we put like Virginia to win the national title, that word's gonna get to our guy Kyle Guy, and
And we saw
I'm
what
scared
happened
about
last
that.
time. When we congratulated him about his engagement, he had like 3 or 4 terrible games.
Yeah.
And we got too high on him.
Yeah.
We were like, Kyle, you're our
Did he break up
guy.
with his fiance?
No,
No.
not yet. No, I'm kidding. Tennessee, Nevada.
Tennessee, Nevada. I like again. This is a defense versus offense game. I think Nevada at some point, Tate, shots stop falling.
Yes,
you have to
Tennessee.
make shots to win games.
Tennessee.
Teams that make shots win. Teams that don't make shots lose. I think Nevada is going to start not making shots.
And,
lose to Tennessee.
and we have to be honest, like every single resume of some of the top teams that were trying to creep up in the 4-3 territory, you look at their best win and it was always Tennessee. So Tennessee is a really good team. Grant Williams is awesome.
See, this
Admiral.
This always happens when I fill out a bracket. Like, I hate the idea of having Tennessee in my lead, but like as you look at each individual game, you're like, yeah, I think they could win that one.
Yeah.
But then if you ask me like going into this tournament, is Tennessee an Elite Eight team? We'd be like, hell no, they're not an Elite Eight team.
But they are.
Here
what
we
they're
are now.
doing. Yeah.
Xavier Gonzaga. Gonzaga is playing in Los Angeles. It's about 20, 25 minutes away from Spokane. Xavier's got to fly all the way across the country to play this game.
But Xavier travels.
Xavier does travel.
Cincinnati travels.
So does Gonzaga.
People
They
forget Bill Murray, son coaches of Xavier. We're going to get
Out
Bill
in
Murray
Los
shots.
Angeles.
Yeah, we're going to get Bill Murray in Los
his hometown,
Angeles.
going
just
to
doing
Pink's Hot Dogs.
Doing hashtag random Bill Murray things where
Yeah.
he walks into house parties. And
What if he
people
randomly
post about
shows
it.
up on the podcast?
People post about it on Reddit for 7 years. Put Gonzaga to move on, though.
Yeah.
I think Gonzaga is a very, very good team. It feels like a Gonzaga team of old in the sense of...
I don't
no one's
believe
really
in
sure.
Gonzaga. I would have
This
picked
is usually
Xavier.
where they lose. They won't make it to Final Four, but they'll make here.
Yeah. Well, look
Elite
at
Eight.
Tanya with her history.
Yeah. Elite Eight.
I think Gonzaga will make the Elite Eight. North Carolina, Michigan, probably, if this game happens, it would probably be the game of the region in the West.
Tate's so
Look at him.
excited.
A lot of Rob Pelinka fans in the building.
I'm
cheering
torn.
on
So, as an
Michigan.
Ohio State guy who hates my podcasting co-host, I have no idea what to do with Michigan, North Carolina. I shouldn't say hate. That was wrong. It's Tate's birthday today.
It
I know.
I
is.
should say, on your birthday, I'll give you North Carolina because it's your birthday.
Well, and we already beat Michigan, so
You already did beat Michigan.
Just add them.
You already
Just
beat
add
Michigan.
them.
I'm sorry I said I hated you. I meant to say I enjoy when
Apologize.
I-
your team loses. I enjoy drinking your tears.
I'm very
makes for good
concerned about
content.
Wagner and who he goes up against, but then I remembered I have Luke May, and I'm going to be okay.
Virginia Tech, West Virginia. Ooh.
I'm going to take West Virginia.
I don't think I'm going to argue with that.
Yeah.
I think Virginia Tech's good
Virginia
for,
Tech's going to be on such a high after beating Villanova, and then they're going to go play Javon Carter pressing them the entire game and just being an a-hole, and they're going to say, all right, well, I guess I'm cool with our one big win.
Oh,
Way to go,
gross.
Huggy Bear.
See, again, look at the predicament we've given ourselves. Where
Yeah,
West Virginia,
I hate this.
West Virginia, Texas Tech, or Purdue now have to go to the Final Four.
I say Purdue in this one.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Purdue's a good team. Like, why is everyone reluctant to say Purdue's going to win?
Because I'm
Purdue's
tired.
like-
I'm tired. I'm tired of, we carried Purdue all season long, and then they just shat the bed at the end of the year. I'm tired.
Halfway through, I was talking about how like Purdue is.
Yeah, we're like this is the year
This
of
is the
destiny
Cubs.
for Purdue.
I was like, this is the Cubs all over again, where it's like it's finally happening for Purdue. So funny. I may or may not have been jinxing them on purpose. State. I don't know. What will we ever
man.
know? NC State, Auburn. Ugh.
I don't want to talk about Auburn, so I kind of want to pick NC State.
Pick NC State.
Yeah.
That's a. If you're just tuning in, that's a bit Tate and I do. Where we just like don't talk about Auburn. And I don't know how it happened.
But we kind of like it now.
It just sort of like started out happening, and then Auburn fans got mad at us, so we don't ever talk about Auburn. And then we're like, you know what? We're going to talk about you even less now.
Yes.
Michigan State, Rhode Island. It's got to be Michigan State.
Sparty.
It's got to be Sparty. Oh my God, what a bracket we have!
Kevin
right now.
Keats, Tom Izzo, Elite Eight. That's
This
beautiful.
I hate this bracket so much. Now that I'm looking at our Elite Eight, yikes. Virginia, Tennessee, first to 48 wins, like 48 points wins.
Yes.
not
yes.
48.
First to drink a
overall
yeah,
win.
48.
I'm torn here, man. Like I honestly think Virginia's gonna win.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like the psychological thing. What do we do to like make sure Virginia doesn't have too much pressure? I said we got to do it. We got to believe in them. We have to put Virginia.
Yeah. Virginia fouls out Schofield, and then they get to the Final Four.
Mitchell Gelkopf on Facebook says, watching this muted at work is wildly entertaining.
Watching it muted at work. Yeah,
nice.
that'd be
Where does
good.
he work?
Last questions, Tanya.
Gonzaga, North Carolina rematch of
the national
the
title.
2017 national title game that Gonzaga dominated before foul trouble set in.
Literally could have gotten blown out.
I guess that's sort of the question: is like, are we going to get fair officials in this game between Gonzaga and North Carolina? Is Gonzaga going to get a fair shot? I think they are. I believe in Gonzaga again. They're playing in Los Angeles. It is very close to
You can shoot
Spokane.
it. You
I'm
can
shooting
shoot it.
for it. Oh, that was down.
Heels go on.
Woo!
I love it. Heels go on.
Okay.
Ball don't lie, baby.
I'm sorry, Gonzaga.
And
I
part
tried.
3, Virginia, North Carolina, part 3. What the world's been waiting on.
It's Tate's birthday as well.
Can Carolina
Now,
score 69 points?
the
on Virginia?
dream run is going to end for North Carolina against Virginia. We'll just say that.
Which I'm totally fine with.
West Virginia, Purdue is woof.
That's gonna be a tough one to convince people to watch.
That is woof.
What does woof mean?
It means
That's a cold country
it
showdown.
means I'm like rethinking every decision I've made in my life that led to a point where I have West Virginia and Purdue playing in the Elite Eight.
I think Huggy Bear, we all feel it. We feel like he's going to go to one more Final Four. I feel like this is the team to do it. He loves Javon Carter. He actually likes this team. He likes Dax.
I think Purdue is, to me, Purdue is definitely the better team. But as we said before, Purdue fans, deep in your heart, you actually want to lose in the Elite Eight. You know that is what you actually want.
Think about Purdue trying to break the West Virginia press. Like Isaac Hawks catches the ball in the backcourt, and he's just like a big giant. Doesn't know what to do.
I would argue they would probably give the ball to their point guard,
Carson Edwards, and then they would trap him, and then he would throw it to Vince Edwards. Vince Edwards would dribble it off his foot.
I think Purdue's the better team.
Westy?
We should let's do Purdue just to like jinx them.
All right, Purdue.
Let's Purdue. Because that's like Purdue fans are now freaking out. They don't know what to do. Like
West
Purdue
Virginia fans know where I stand.
Purdue fans watching this aren't going to know to be mad at us or not because they're going to be like,
But they
"You
keep talking
dick,
bad
you're
about
talking smack about." I was like, "We put you in the Final Four. What are you talking about?" NC State, Michigan State again. God, dude, we're going to get grilled if we're going to put two Big Ten and two ACC teams.
That's why I wanted West Virginia. I was fighting for Huggy Bear.
We didn't mean to do this, but I already know we're going to do a screenshot of our bracket.
Yeah.
Put it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be like, "Oh, big surprise."
Oh, of course.
Big surprise.
Don't even watch the Pac-12.
But if we put NC State in, that's 3 ACC teams.
Which I kind of like.
Don't think about that stuff.
I kind of like
Go
NC
with your
State.
Tanya, you don't know what it's like to be in our shoes. This is
sorry.
literally
Don't worry about these haters.
no one cares.
Torin Dorn.
No one cares
Shout out to
about
Kyle. Torin Dorn.
anything.
NC
Go
State.
Coyotes.
I like Final
Nobody
Four.
cares about what we're saying, Tanya. They just want to see what the bracket looks like,
Yes.
so then they can rip us to shreds.
Yes.
Okay.
It's hard for us. We have very tough lives.
Yes.
Michigan State's a better team. Put Michigan State.
Got
This is Tom Izzo's year. It's Tom Izzo in March. Tate.
How many technical fouls does Nick Ward get in the tournament?
When's the last time? When's the last time, other than 2015 when they lost to a 15 seed, that Tom Izzo, other than 3 years ago, or was it 2 years ago? It was 2016. Other than 2 years ago.
Just 2 years ago.
Now that you guys have your Final Four assembled, we have a question. Alex Ward wants to know if you could see any two teams in the tournament play each other, regardless of bracket, who would you want to see play and who would win?
Temple versus Penn State. And it's
The
happening in
NIT.
the NIT. Go check it out.
Go
Quentin
team.
Rose, Tony Carr. Go watch that game.
That's a good question. You could.
a great
There are a lot
question.
of them that I would love.
I would love to watch Arizona, Virginia, just to see Aiden play against the pack line. That's one that I
mean,
wanna watch.
honestly, Trae Young versus Duke in the second round would be. I want that more than anything, more than I've ever wanted anything in my life. I think like Villanova, Virginia, I think is the one that everyone would say because they're probably the two best teams. Also, it's like offense versus defense, and
they had
both like Virginia's defense looks like no one could possibly score on this. Villanova's offense like nobody could possibly stop this.
Yeah.
Something's got to get.
And the last time they played, DiVincenzo tipped it in for the win. And Virginia thought it looked like they were going to win the whole game. So I think it would be great to get that rematch.
I wish Arizona would play. The real answer for me is Arizona, Virginia in the Elite Eight, which is impossible. But I wish they met in the Elite Eight for like which Tony Bennett or Sean Miller is going to the Final Four type for the first time.
Everyone was talking about the snubs of the tournament. The biggest slight was Arizona to win the Pac-12, to win the Pac-12 tournament, and to be a 4 seed was the ultimate slight. And now they got this terrible path.
Because as we know, the
Virginia,
Pac-12
best
is so great that the team that finished second in the Pac-12 missed the tournament altogether.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's
but
so
the team
crazy.
that finished ninth, Zach, the ninth place team in the Pac-12 makes it because they made threes
it?
for like 1 week in November. They hit a bunch of threes.
Yes.
And that was enough to get. So we're looking at a Final Four: Virginia, North Carolina, Purdue, and Michigan State. I'm not sure how we arrived at this point. It's not the worst Final Four, though. I think that's a feasible
I kind of
Final
think this
Four.
is the committee's nightmare, though, to have like 2 ACC teams play. But I guess it's better than have 2 ACC teams play for the title. But this is actually a nightmare.
So Virginia, North Carolina, it's got to be Virginia. North Carolina cannot beat Virginia. Has North Carolina ever beaten Virginia
Yes.
in the history of the program? I feel
Justin
like-
Anderson cursed the North Carolina against Virginia when he came to Chapel Hill in 2015. It was unbelievable.
My favorite
And,
thing about
we
North-
haven't gotten over the hump since.
My
Tony
favorite
Bennett.
thing is like North Carolina and Virginia played very different styles, and North Carolina is trying to score 200 points every game. Virginia is not, and literally every time they play, Virginia like wins that stylistic battle, and it's so funny because Carolina fans are just like pulling their hair out that.
Yeah.
Why can't we score on this? Duh.
And the whole point of Carolina basketball is we take a lot of shots, we miss a lot of shots, but we also
Yeah.
rebound a lot of shots. And Virginia is the team that you get one shot and you're done. That's
I
pretty
feel
much
like
how they
Virginia
play.
fans, when they're playing North Carolina, are just laughing their ass
No, they
off,
live
'cause,
for
like,
it.
North
They're
Carolina
like, look at
keeps
these
falling
idiots.
into the trap, and they're like, "This is so funny."
Joel Berry's jacket.
So it's got to be
please.
Virginia.
Yeah.
There's no world
I
where
agree.
North Carolina beats Virginia.
Wow,
I've literally never seen it happen in my life that North Carolina's beaten Virginia. It's never happened.
I just zoned out. So are you guys doing North Carolina?
We're doing.
Yeah, I've
My God,
I'm joking.
this is a great.
I think you have to wait because we have nowhere to write it.
Yeah, so I'll just
check
circle?
it. Just check
No,
it.
you write it in between Tennessee and
But don't we
Gonzaga.
just want to,
Oh,
Right between Tennessee and
yeah.
Gonzaga.
Right. Find your space.
like here?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. And we're doing,
We're doing Virginia.
Virginia.
oh, Virginia. Okay.
I mean North Carolina.
Wait, which one?
Virginia.
Virginia?
Tanya really did zone out.
She's not listening.
Wait. To the farther left. Farther left.
We don't want to confuse these listeners that
Come
really
on,
care what we're
guys. I'm
saying.
just going to
In
circle
between
then.
Tennessee and Gonzaga.
Just circle it.
Oh my God.
Are we doing Virginia?
We're
Yes.
doing Virginia. Do whatever you want, Tanya.
Nice.
It's your world.
All right, so other side of the bracket, Purdue, Michigan State, Big Ten showdown. Legends versus leaders.
They played once this year, I believe, at East Lansing. Michigan
Yep.
State won.
Yes. Sorry, I couldn't remember. I was trying to remember that game. I got to go back in the archive. There's so many games that happened.
It was the game where like Isaac Haas was like unstoppable, but it was also like sort of a problem for Purdue because like they just became one-dimensional.
Well, they just kept feeding the ball. He had
Yeah.
like 27 points. Yeah, I remember that game.
I
Michigan State.
think Michigan State's gonna
Yeah.
win that again.
Yes.
Yeah. So we would have Michigan State versus. Oh my God!
This is the ultimate.
It's
so
happening.
Virginia,
It's happening.
Virginia has been stopped by Tom Izzo and Michigan State being underseeded so many times that they finally get to their peak moment. For Tony Bennett to finally get over the hump, for Tony Bennett to finally be salt and pepper daddy that he is, he's got to stab Tom Izzo and Michigan State in
I
the
agree with
heart.
this.
On the
Stab him in
national
the heart.
stage.
On the
in
national
front of
stage.
everybody.
In
Not in
front
the
of
second
everyone.
round, not in the Sweet 16, not in the Elite Eight, on the biggest stage in basketball.
I completely
That's what
agree
he
with
needs.
this. I think Virginia fans are terrified of Michigan State. I think
Don't be. You
They
can do
go,
it.
Not
when the
today.
draw was happening, they were saying, just give us any team other than Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you need to have the opposite approach. I say bring on Michigan State. We're going to finally beat them. And I'm picking Virginia as well.
Virginia?
Wow.
Virginia. Make the Wahoos our national title winner. Final score,
52-45.
45.
Go Virginia.
That's
Michigan
it.
State
We did it.
shoots 17%
We filled out a
from the
bracket. A nice, clean 1 hour. That's it.
That's it.
What do we feel about our bracket? Like what as we look at it, as we take a step back, what is like?
My fear is that we have undervalued Duke, Arizona,
We
and
definitely
Kentucky.
What do you mean we undervalued Duke? I was saying Duke's gonna win the whole damn thing. What do you mean
I think
we
we've undervalued
Duke?
them. I can't say that I'm right or wrong. I just think we've undervalued them.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Watch
that
out
stands
for the
to me.
Blue
I think
Bloods.
Duke is definitely making the final. I think this is Duke's year to win it all, honestly.
Yeah, this might be like our dream of how it plays out, but I'm not sure that's how reality will be.
I think if
if
Villanova,
Arkansas gets
I think if
swept.
Villanova loses, and not only I look at it spelled out like this, like if Villanova loses early like that,
It's chaos.
that is chaos
Mm-hmm.
because that's just a bunch of teams that are like, wait, we're going to the Final Four.
Yeah,
like Purdue,
middle of the pack, 30
Texas
teams.
Tech, West Virginia, like all those teams. If you told their fan bases we're going to the Final Four, they're like, what? That can't be right.
Yeah, I gotta go to San
They
Antonio.
like their teams, but like just the idea of Texas Tech in a Final Four, like
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech fans are like, yeah.
I could drive to San Antonio, I guess. It's only 20 minutes away.
What else? The West Regional seems to be the best out here in LA.
Yeah,
Xavier Gonzaga, Michigan, Carolina would be fun.
and we're gonna be here. We're gonna go to it.
We'd be here. Oh, we got birthday
Wow,
cake for
wow.
Tate. Tate's birthday.
It's banana nut bread from
Tate.
Starbucks. My favorite.
Do we have
He loves the banana bread.
we have beer for Tate to celebrate his 21st?
I did it, guys. It's all
Can we use
legal
some
now.
Alcohol?
Yes.
Take a big bite of that.
We should wrap this up. Oh, I eat banana nut bread.
What else do we have, Zach?
We
Tell
got-
people we're going to be doing the bracket challenge. Follow
One Shiny
at
Podcast.
Yahoo.
Go to Yahoo.
Follow
Join
us
our
at One Shiny
bracket.
Podcast. We're doing podcast. We're about to record a podcast today. We're going to do one every single night after the games are over. We're going to do like rapid reaction podcasts, do all that sort of stuff. So follow us at One Shiny Pod. I'm at Club Trillion. He's at Tate Frazier. Join our bracket pool. The winner gets to come on the air. I had one guy bitching at us like, we don't want your airtime. We want your money. Listen,
I have none of that.
listen. We want to give away money as well. So
I give you Monopoly money.
we would love to give you money. Someone has to first drop the bag and give us money to
Drop
do it.
that bag.
I'm
Drop
sure
the
as
bag.
shit not pulling that money out of my own pocket to pony up.
Lorenzo Romar, we're here.
So join the bracket thing. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to the podcast, et cetera, et cetera. You know the deal. Thanks for watching, guys. I disagree with half the thing. If you get mad, send your tweets to Tate Frazier.
Go Virginia.
Go Virginia.